are going on a date, and let's say a guy had invited you on a date, and he had promised that he was going to foot the bill at the end of the meal. So normal, you just carry your phone and your purse, and then you go to the restaurant, and something happens along the way, and you didn't pay for your meal. What do you do? So when I was growing up, I always get this advice that whenever you're going on a date, you carry vex money. Vex money is that money you're going to owe in case anything were to go wrong with the date. You want to be able to take care of yourself, like at least pay for your own food, so you don't end up washing plates at the restaurant. So vex money is like an emergency fund. So an emergency fund is that money you want to keep aside for rainy days, days where things happen that were not expected or that just came out of the blues, an expense that is not the norm but just happened. So in those situations, you don't want to be caught on fresh. You want to actually be ready for such scenarios. So emergency fund is that money you have kept aside to foot those bills. Your emergency fund is supposed to be 6 times what your monthly expenses. So you want to have it in a highly liquid investment or your savings account that you can go into that fund and take money out to foot your bill. So let's say an example that you have a car breakdown and you need to actually sort out some things and get some new parts for your vehicle, and this was unplanned. Or you lose your job and there's no income for some months. So you want to actually have this money as shock absorber to absorb any shock that might occur or that might happen at any point in time. So as you're thinking of your vex money when you're going on a date, I want you to also think of your emergency fund and make sure that you have it sorted out. So you want to put this money, if you cannot afford to put aside 6 months of your monthly total monthly expense, at least 3 months. This is because if something were to happen, it's expected that whatever extra you're having, you're putting it in your savings and your investment. So let's say you had invested in the stock market and the stock market is down at that particular point in time when you need money, when you are forced to sell your stock. At that point in time, you have made a loss because the market wasn't doing well. You wouldn't have sold that stock if you didn't have that situation come up. So to avoid such scenarios, you want to have an emergency fund in an account that you can easily pull money from to sort out these emergencies. So please make sure that you have your emergency fund set up before you start diving into investment, because it protects those investments that you're making so that you don't go delving into your investments when life occurs. Because life happens, life just happens, and some things that we did not plan for or make or expected can just spring up. So you want to be sure that you are ready and you are never caught on fresh. So you can put this emergency fund in a high interest savings account. Just make sure that it is money that is highly liquid, meaning that you can easily get out within 24 hours. So if it's your savings account, you know you can always pull money from the savings account. But you don't just want money sitting down without making in a checking account, without making any interest. And you don't even want it in your checking account because there'll be a tendency that you might pull out that money and use it for something else entirely. So you want to have a designated savings account that you can get high interest on and put that money there. Let it just keep having that interest being dumped on it until the day when you need it come up. So emergency fund, just like Vex money, very important. Keep yourself guarded at all times.